I got a big goddamn problem with the news. You ready for this? The news is completely manipulated. Everything you hear every single day is designed by corporate media to do one thing and one thing only. To keep you living in fear. Total fear. Fear so you'll go out and you'll spend money on things. Things you probably don't even need. Things you probably already have 6 of, so that their advertisers will keep buying ads on their stations. I'll tell you one more thing. You ready for this? I'll do this all day, man.
The true model, which is the model that was in Europe for thousands of years before Copernicus, and that is the Ptolemaic astrological model. I'm going with the ancients. So I'm going to stick with the Bible, which concurs with astrology. I'm going to agree with Ptolemy, who was correct for thousands of years before Copernicus. Many people who were following syncretism and decided to jump off the syncretism boat because they're so intelligent being upside down spinning that, they don't want to get vertical and with the true cosmology. And my ancestors are laughing and happy that I have turned to the true cosmology. Everyone is vertical. Your senses tell you are vertical always. All of the experiments that have ever been conducted since the astronomer royal James Bradley in 1729 have detected no movement of the Earth. None whatsoever. We've got 150 years after James Bradley, the astronomer royal George Airy, he conducted his telescope experiment and he failed to detect movement in the Earth. Hence they call it the Airy's failure. And then Michelson-Morley, Michelson-Gale, Sagnac, Marconi proved that the Earth is stationary. His colleague, Pierluigi Igina, you can see him on YouTube. He was a colleague of Marconi for 10 years. They proved with 2 antennas that the Earth is stationary. One is an antenna that reaches up to the sun and collects the solar rotating energy field, and the other goes down into the Earth to register the Earth's energy going upwards. So they realised that there were 2 energies, the solar energy and the Earth energy. Well, they put a strobe light on the circuits, 2 circuits, 1 circuit for the sun and 1 circuit for the Earth. And you could see that there was a delay in the sun's energy field, electromagnetic energy field, which proves that one of those fields is moving. And so you see videos of Pierluigi Igina before he died in 2004 explaining that he and Marconi proved quite simply that the Earth is stationary and does not move. Earth is stationary and does not move. Earth is stationary and does not move. Earth is stationary and does not move.
I have made a conscious decision to be involved with the public, to do shows and things like this to spread the ancient knowledge, because I know the ancient knowledge. And so I know how the ancient cosmology will help us to break free from the demonic, most recent cosmology of 470 years, the Copernican aberration. I'm here to bring people back to the geocentric ancient cosmologies, and that has been around for billions of years. We've only had this ball buffoonery, this Santa gravity ball, for a few hundred years, and the coven of witches that controls that teaching is the Rothschilds and the Vatican.
All lies must be exposed, especially the bigger ones. This is the biggest one. To say such a thing is offensive to the intelligence of the spiritualized beings and the ones who are advancing the truth movement today. These ones are discrediting the truth movement, contrary to what they say that the flat earthers are. They are dragging their heels, because the evidence is out on the table. It's a done deal. Case closed. I rest my case with Tesla. Tesla says gravity is a crock, and relativity of Einstein. He thought Einstein was a monkey man with his relativity hocus pocus. So I rest my case with him. He was an intelligent. He could wipe the table with my intelligence, 10 times over. So I don't have to argue. I've got Tesla, I've got other great people, great scientists who don't believe, know that the Earth is a flat plane and flat disc, and it's only, benefiting and serving the elite classes, that we are dragging our heels on this matter. I would suggest to these half-truthers, get on these videos, get on the information, study it, do your own research, you lazy bums, because you're dragging everyone else behind. It's impossible that we are spinning or moving. Impossible, totally. Both movements cancel each other and cancel those images totally. And so, what are we doing? We're arguing with kindergarten children that insist that Santa Claus came down the chimney.
Before this 500-year Copernican monstrosity of the globe and the Newtonian gravity, the Santa gravity concept that has infested us, which is demon worship, before that we were all united. We were all united in one creator, one source. Then came along this aberration of demon worship where everyone is confused about the creator, and most have been indoctrinated and educated to the point where they think this is all one monstrous mechanical evolutionary mistake that we are living in.
Explorers have come back and recounted their missions both to the North Pole and to the South Pole, which we call the Arctic and Antarctica. Both of these regions are populated by peoples and nations and peaceful and more awakened and advanced societies. And so the elite families are aware of this. They're well aware of this. They communicate with some of these extraterrestrials and limit what information we can be privy to, and control the information channels, the media. And so many people are waking up to this. Many people have read the accounts of voyages and expeditions that have been conducted in the North Pole over the hundreds of years, especially Swedish, Norwegian, Russian accounts. Many books have been written by many explorers who have been to lands beyond Greenland, beyond the Arctic Circle, up to the 80th parallel, where there is abundance of life. Whereas in Antarctica, there is no life beyond the 55th parallel. So you see, the South Pole is truly very, very different to the North Pole. They're totally two different creatures.